Hello, tubers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And thank you for coming on and joining Cooper's Thai Adventure live stream with myself, Cooper, and my good friend and trusty sidekick, Mr. Brooke Snyder. Thank you, Brooke, as always, for coming on. Much appreciated. And today we got a bit of a topic that I am guilty of as well, folks. And what it is we've had two very good subscribers pass away in the last 6 months, and neither one of them had a will in Thailand, including myself. But I have learned a lot from what happens if you don't have a will in Thailand, which is what I want to go over with you guys today. And this applies to everybody. This applies to the single people. This applies to the married people, the couples. It applies to all of you because since the passing of our two subscribers, we've learned how the Thais react to what you have here in Thailand. And they act within the letter of the law. And a lot of people can debate this and say, actually, Cooper, you're wrong, and if you have a will from your home country, they recognize that in Thailand and everything else. Not in our experience, folks, not in our experience. So we're speaking here from experience on today's live stream of what's happened since they passed away and how the Thai authorities react to this. And irregardless what the law says, I'm telling you straight from the experience, folks. So I don't want to put this in a bad light. I want to put it in a positive light of what we've learned so we know what to do going forward. Michael Sweezy, for example, was our first subscriber to pass away here in Thailand. A very, very nice gentleman. And he had assets, he had property, and he also had a scooter. He had what I like to call a battle buddy. And I highly recommend it, folks. When you come out to Thailand, join Coopersville on our meet and greets. Make new friends and get a battle buddy. What is a battle buddy? A battle buddy is a term that was used in the US military and other militaries around the world. And it basically means somebody that you trust, okay, to give your personal details to. Yeah, if something happens to me, this is my next of kin, you give them those contact details, somebody that you trust, so they know who to contact in the event of, an emergency happening. Everybody knows we're all going to pass away. There's no secret there. Nobody lives forever except for Brooke Schneider here. He'll be here in 100 years' time, still going on the live stream, talking about the good old days. When you can get on the bot bus for only 30 baht, and it's now 100 baht in 100 years, whatever. But anyways, it's very important to have this battle buddy, folks. I cannot emphasize it enough. And yes, Michael Sweezy did have a battle buddy. They listened to what I was saying, and the importance of it. And Tom was his battle buddy, another great guy and a good friend of mine. And Tom, if you're watching, thank you. You were an absolute blessing. You helped out and went, beyond,
above and beyond,
and keeping his family up to date, especially his daughter, Crystal. And, hats off to you for doing it. It really takes a special sort of person to do this. And the problem was when he passed away, he didn't have a Thai will. And he had a motorbike. Couldn't do anything with the motorbike. Couldn't sell it because he couldn't change the title over. Went to the Department of Motor Vehicle equivalent here in Thailand. They said, no, without a will, we can't change the title over. Even though his next of kin was his daughter in America, again, couldn't change the title over. She would have to physically fly here to Thailand to change the registration and bring a copy of the will from the US. Well, who's going to do that? Yeah. Not many people.
Get it translated.
So I am guilty of this too, folks. I'm not a saint by any means. And for that reason, I'm going to be going out with Darlene and over the next 2 days, going to see different lawyers to find one, a good one. And then I will tell you who I chose and why. So I'm going to be doing my due diligence, and I'm going to be making a will in Thailand for Darlene. So when I pass, she's going to have zero issues because I do have assets here. I got money in the bank in Thai bank. I got a car, I've got a motorbike, I got a jet ski. I have property inside the condo and things. And I want it to go to her as smoothly as possible without having any problems whatsoever.
All of it?
All of it. She's my wife. Why wouldn't I give her all of it? So yes. What do you mean all of it? I hope Jackie's not watching. She'll be like, what? But anyways, that is what I am going to do. I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I've learned, from what's happening to, a couple of our subscribers that passed away from their mistakes. I don't like to use that word mistake. I'd rather use a different word, but I can't think of anyone better right now to say. And that's why I'm going to recommend everybody that comes out here, please get a battle buddy. Please get a battle buddy and get a Thai will.
Yeah, especially, if you own property like a condo.
Yes.
Or a villa, or, even if you own a corporation here that owns the house, yeah, you'd want to have a Thai will. And I think Coop's got a good point. Like, they might recognize your foreign will if, as you said, the person comes here, gets it translated, they see it. Okay, but who's going to want that headache?
Yeah.
So it's not expensive. It won't be, I'm sure, when you get out there and find out. It shouldn't be that expensive to get a Thai will made in Thai, and maybe even get a copy in English translated. So you both, she's got a copy. You got your Thai for the government. So especially if you're buying property, you want a lot of less headaches, get that Thai will.
Yeah.
Now, with your bank account, hopefully, your partner has the, PIN number to get the money out of there, because they will probably freeze it.
Yeah.
Once they, find out you've passed. So you'd want that done. Again, the Thai will would help in that situation.
Because if not, the government would just seize the money.
Yeah. You talk your, cars, scooters. Well, it's kind of like the same as owning the condo.
Yeah.
They've got registrations, they've got ownerships. I'm sorry, without his signature or hers, whatever, we can't do that. And, so it's a lot less headaches if you do have that Thai will. So
exactly. And both of them had money in the bank. How much money in the bank, I don't know. But again, without that will, the bank won't give the money up. So it's not just Darlene. Darlene knows the PIN to my bank. I know the PIN to her bank. We've always known that for each other for event of emergency. However, I want this will so that, if Bangkok Bank, for example, or SCB, because I got two bank accounts, knows that I'm dead, they may freeze the account and she can't get any money out the ATM. So I would rather have this will so they just transfer the money straight into her account. And it's just going to alleviate a lot of headaches.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to talk to you guys about this today, because a lot of us don't think about it. We don't want to think about passing away. Nobody does. We're too busy enjoying retirement. But it's going to happen at some point. Get that battle buddy. Get somebody you trust. Go get a will. If Michael had made a will and made, say, Tom the executor, he could have sold that scooter and then sent the proceeds to his daughter.
Makes a lot easier.
Yeah. It would have made a lot easier, So these are things that you need to consider when coming to Thailand. And a great point of topic for today. And I urge everybody watching this video, whether you subscribe to the channel or not, have a battle buddy, whether it's somebody from Coopersville, somebody from our community, or somebody else here that you know and trust. That can act on your behalf and on your best wishes when we eventually do leave this earth. And so please chime in and with the discussion of today. Moving on along, a little bit of Thai news for you. The Thai Prime Minister is no more. She has been physically suspended by the courts. And Thailand is a lot different than the West. The courts can suspend a prime minister in Thailand for misconduct. They can do that. I wish we had that power in the West. A lot of governments would be changing their tunes around the West. I can tell you right now, including in America, England, and Canada. Just to name a few, Australians, my Aussie subscribers that like watching our show. Yeah, that would be a huge difference there. And she is literally hanging on by a thread. The consensus is she'll be out of government by the end of the week. It's
Well,
untainable. She won't be able to stay on.
she did appoint herself as Minister of Culture or something.
Yeah.
So she gets to sit in
The meetings.
the meeting.
But she has no power now.
No, the deputy, I think, prime minister steps up, and he's apparently interim. So, I looked at that parliament map.
Yeah.
And a couple things are interesting. What I just read this morning, I don't know if you even got that, Coop, that they put a delay on the cannabis legislation, 30 or 60 days. They didn't even say which one. It's either one, which I think, as they mentioned many times, in Thailand, things are, spoken of or, put to the floor to get reactions. Well, they've had a pretty negative reaction on that, I guess, with all the businesses. So that's probably part of this delay. And the party that left the government, the coalition, was pro cannabis.
Yeah.
Well, now they say there's a chance they'll be maybe coming back with a new figurehead, and well, guess what? There'll be no more problem with the cannabis legislation. Then, is my view. So, but yeah, that's so much ado about nothing so far.
Yeah, we'll stay tuned with that. And then yesterday, we went on a absolute awesome bike ride, and I want to give a shout out to our tour guide for yesterday. He did a fantastic job, took us on some beautiful back roads. The scenery was to die for. Went across by several lakes I didn't even know existed. I've never been on these roads, folks. But he goes out regularly on a motorcycle group every Monday, and his name is Claude AC. You may have seen him on the comments. Claude, thank you. You did a fantastic job. Everybody loved it. We had 11 people that went out on the bike ride yesterday. Fantastic time. Absolutely fantastic. Went in some areas of country I've never been in my life out here, on down some roads. Saw some beautiful temples, beautiful lakes. Wow, it was just so green and so amazing. Everybody at the end of the bike trip said, we need to do this regularly, So several of our subscribers said, hey, we need to do this at least once a week. This was fantastic. I'd definitely do it again. Sorry, Brooke, you couldn't come with us. You had a hospital appointment. But yeah, we had an absolute fantastic time. And we're going to see if we can do it regularly, see if we got the interest up.
Good idea.
And we will. We'll go out once a week and go out on the bikes and have a blast.
And the girls had a great time. There was, I don't know, almost a dozen of them, I think.
Yeah, they went to the mall, and some went to the movie theater. Some went to a Korean barbecue after the mall.
Yeah, whack of them.
They went bowling. They had a blast. So, it's fantastic. The girls were able to do their thing. Guys were able to do their thing. Everybody's having fun. And let's get started with the live stream. Enough talk from Cooper. Let's see who we got on here.
Nomad Jack, good morning, CBD and gang. Hope all are well.
And we are. Thank you, Jack, for coming on. And Nomad thank Jack you for being a channel member with a badge next to your name. This channel is free for all. And anybody that wants to comment and join in the discussions, it's very easy. All you do is hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a penny. And if you don't like it in 3 months' time, you can always unsubscribe. It's that easy. But we set it up for subscribers only, just to keep the bots out. So if you want to come in and join the discussions and ask your questions, we'll read them out live on air. That's our promise to you. You hit the subscribe button, you wait 60 seconds, that's it. And you can type your comment in, and we'll read it out live on air.
Nomad again says, anything new with bank accounts? I still having issues getting my visa due to bank issue. Not sure what the problem is.
Yeah, the bank account is only one bank, Jack, and that is Bangkok Bank. They're still haven't completed their investigation to get all the bad people out of the bank that were laundering money, trafficking, and everything else, and illicit activities, and not living in Thailand, maybe living in China or Russia or Korea, who knows, but they have a big crackdown, and they have to go through, not just 1 or 2 or 100 or 1,000, millions of people that have bank accounts out here with
Bangkok Bank.
With Bangkok Bank. So right now there is a temporary fix. Sing is on top of it, and they can do it with Capricorn Bank and Krung Si.
Yeah.
So those are two options that he can now do, and he is in talks with both of them right now.
Yeah, mine's coming up for renewal. I think 3 weeks.
Yeah,
so
you're about 3 weeks out.
I've been in touch with them, messaging and that, and the good news he sent back a few days ago. Okay, Bangkok Bank's back up and now, which is good. Okay. The next day, sorry, they let you open it, and then the bank closes it the next day. The account. So it won't affect my Bangkok Bank that I use.
Right.
Nothing's happened there. I still do my payments out of there. The scan works fine. It's just to renew my visa, I will have to open another bank account. And actually, that's what I wanted to do anyway. So kind of a win-win the way I look at it. Good to have redundancy in that. Nomad again, I hear there is a new visa in the works.
Yeah, Thailand is looking at opening new visa options, especially the Thai party that's in charge of the government. If the prime minister has to step down, they already have a successor in mind. He's a very nice guy. He's 77 years old, but he's very clued up here in the brain. And he's got a lot of proposals that he's put to the committee stages as making it Thailand more friendly towards people that want to come and live here. So there's a lot of positive things happening right now.
Richard Woolley, hi tubers from Northwest Florida.
Hello, Richard. Thank you for coming on and joining us.
In the Panhandle, I'll bet. Tony Montana. Anybody having problems with renewing your retirement visa? Go and see Mark at One Stop Visa on Soy 6 Pattaya, just about 50 meters from Beach Road, Pattaya.
He's one that's able to do it too. There's two right now that I know of, Tony. And you are right. Mark is one and Sing is the other. Good. They're both able to do it. Several others, I can't name them. I can get sued for libel, have said they cannot. So I can't put their names out there. I'm not allowed to under Thai law. You can't put down a company. So I can only promote the ones that are good and working.
Tony, VIP Visa Thai have closed their doors and are no longer in business. Oh, I never heard of those guys, but
don't know them.
Tony says, I saw Mark yesterday and he will be doing my renewal at the end of August.
Okay.
Yeah. Mike D, hey, Brooke and Coop, hope all is well in the land of smiles. God bless. Yes, it's all good.
It's going fantastic, Mike. And thank you, too, for being a channel member.
Weather here has been ideal.
It
a little bit of rain yesterday.
It rained for about 3 hours last night.
That's a long time.
That's a long time for Thailand.
No,
that's not normal.
It was later in the day.
Yeah, early evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I suppose the party guys wouldn't like that because they'd be out and about. But we're both home by that time.
Pattaya got a little flooded on a couple of their streets
as
that are
usual.
On the hills. They generally get when we get the heavy rains, they get flooded because the drains can't handle it. Here in Jomtien, it was wet but not flooded,
and it was cloudy the last couple of days, so you wouldn't have had a lot of direct sunlight on your trip, which would have been nice.
It was overcast. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it would have been ideal.
It was ideal weather.
Vincent, hey guys, can you pay Bolt by scanning your mobile banking? Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. You can use Scan Pay on Bolt here in Thailand. You
I've seen you'll see the QR codes usually in the back of the seat. They'll have it, or they'll just hand you a big card, and you just scan that. Bingo, job done.
Yeah,
very simple. Roger Carpenter, good morning, CBD and gang from Chicago. What day is the last day I can buy Misty to get this month's payout?
Today.
Well,
because they declare today.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you got to own it by tomorrow. So whether or not it's, if you got a T+2, you're SOL.
Exactly.
But
yeah.
Listen, if you're looking at getting into Misty, I would do it at least a couple days before the X date, so that you're certain.
Because sometimes the transactions are T+1, T+2.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you could miss it.
And you're not going to know. In fact, you can call people and they'll say one or the other, and they might be incorrect. Then you're really upset.
Yeah.
What you could do, Roger, as an alternative, next week, I think Tesla declares. So if you like that, you'd be early enough, and then maybe you get it and flip it into micro. Misty for the next.
Yeah.
Roger Walker, good morning, good evening, everyone.
And good morning to you too, Roger.
Roger the Dodger.
Thank you for coming on and joining us.
Scotty Caswell, good morning.
Good morning, Scotty.
Rodney, hello, Coop, Darlene, and Brooke. Thanks for being here today.
And thank you for being here today.
Yes,
it's really appreciated. We do like and enjoy having our subscribers on here talking to us live and picking our brains. So that's what we're here for. Boots
do we
on
like
the ground
them to
experience.
hit that like button?
That's the best thing they can do.
And why is that?
Because it makes my wife smile.
Yes, you are correct, sir. You, sir, are correct.
Yeah.
Terry Fallon from Bancroft. Hello, gents and Miss Darlene from a beautiful Bancroft, Ontario. Great to see you.
And you too, Terry. And Rodney, for thank you both for being channel members.
Secrets to Success. Hello, gents. I bought the market dip today. Yay! Yeah, there was stuff on sale.
There was a lot on the markets went down. It was an excellent time to buy. So, and tonight we'll know at 7 o'clock Thai time what the Misty dividend payment will be.
Yeah.
They'll declare tonight.
$1.30, I'm predicting.
I'm predicting 1 flat.
Oh,
the share has gone down along with MicroStrategy. They're not looking too pretty right now, the markets. So I think to stop the share price from going down too far, it'll be $1 flat. But I'll be happy with that. I said minimum $1. I'm happy.
AL10, morning all. I used Market One-Stop Visa for a driving license, bank account, retirement visa. Excellent service.
Yeah, he is good too.
Yeah,
he is good. They're both good. I've heard positive reviews from about same.
I've never come across that
and
name.
Mark, yeah, he's on Soy 6 in Pattaya.
Good.
And very nice guy. Very nice guy.
Good to know.
Not met him yet in person, but I've seen him on several YouTubers videos, and they rave about him. He's got very good reviews.
Heath McDaniel, good evening, morning, watching from Southeast Tennessee. A will I never thought about because I'll have no one to leave it with.
Well,
you will here.
You have to, Heath, because if not, then they just seize it, And let's just say, I don't know, Heath, you got 10,000 US in a Thai bank account. Or you come over here and you buy a scooter, to get around on a little putt, $2,000-3,000 scooter, and you come out and join us on bike rides. What's going to happen to that? You're just going to give it to the Thai government? What do you want to do with it? So, I mean, there's several things that you can do. You can have a battle buddy here, and tell them, hey, when I pass, you get everything. I don't have anybody to leave it to. I don't have any next of kin. I never had children. I was never married, and you could say to your battle buddy, here, take this, and with the money and everything, sponsor Cooper's Thai Adventure and buy 20 memberships, for the people on the channel, and sponsor some events, for Cooper's Thai Adventure, because whatever, you could do that. Don't give it to me. I don't want it. I'm not asking for it, but I'm just giving you examples. Or you can give it to a charity of your choice. Maybe you want to do it for orphan kids of Thailand, which is a very good charity. There are several good charities out here in Thailand that are options that you could do.
Help the soy dogs.
Yeah.
There's a charity that's exactly what they do.
Yeah.
They look after the soy dogs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ernest Jones. Ernie, good morning, Cooper, Darlene, and Brooke.
And good morning, Ernie. He was with us yesterday on the bike ride. Had a fantastic time too.
Good.
Yeah. And thank you, Ernie, for being a channel member.
Oklahoma. El Promeo, more torrential rainfall in Pattaya. Yeah, that was yesterday. The roads are flooded very quickly.
In Pattaya, they were. Johnson? No.
No, we're fine.
It was great. Yeah. Wet, but great.
Scotty Richmond from California. Good morning, CBD and everyone else watching. Traveling through Phoenix, Arizona today. It's only 114 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, you're welcome to that heat.
Yeah, that's
a bit too much
hotter
for
than
me.
here. A lot.
Yeah, 14 degrees hotter than here. Yeah.
Terry Fallon, Brooke, the bugs are still buzzing up here, but I say F them. They won't break us.
Helicopters are flying around there, Terry.
Yep. Terry Fallon again. Hey, Alpha, when are you heading back to Thailand?
He's going to be
I think
here
it's this month, isn't
in
it?
the next 2 weeks.
He'll tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jack Bree, 1-to-1 on my license and visa in the next day or two. Palm's great. Okay.
Yeah, there's several companies out there that do your visas and driver's license. Yeah.
Robert Nutt with his Texas humor. Good morning, CBD. I heard the PM is out, correct? But irregardless, which is not a word, you know that, of what happens, I am living a great retirement life. You are.
It doesn't really affect us one iota who's the prime minister in Thailand.
You don't notice the difference.
Exactly, because we don't belong to any particular party as foreigners here. We don't care as long as we get our visa renewed and, we're still getting our income from our home countries. We're happy as Larry, so it really doesn't affect us at all.
Happy as Larry.
I love that word, happy as Larry. And I have 2 shout outs to give. First one goes to Tim P, who bought us 3 coffees and says, these aren't coffees, these are beers. And a toast to Canada Day for Brooke and your upcoming 4th of July, Coop. And thank you, Tim. God bless you, brother. Canada Day. Is that a thing?
Timmy.
Okay.
Timmy the Timinator.
And second one goes to Scotty Richmond, who bought 3 coffees and says, thanks for another great live stream. Have to leave early for a dinner date. Catch you on the next live stream. And thank you to Scotty Richmond. How did they both do it? They went here on that QR code, scan that. That's our Buy Me a Coffee link. And you can buy us a coffee or call it a beer, whichever you prefer. I like both. And it is much appreciated. Next one is from my wife, who says, please hit the thumbs up button and make her smile.
Yes.
We try and get 100 thumbs up per live stream. It helps the YouTube algorithm and promotes our channel to other like-minded people such as yourselves. And we get a bigger and better group of people. Who knows? Maybe that thumbs up you hitting may entice somebody that you don't know in the future. Maybe your future best friend and battle buddy when you come to Thailand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of good friends here. Jack Bree, One Stop.
Yes.
Okay. He's talking about the visa place. Mike D. What if you can't find a battle buddy? I hope I can find one. Oh, yeah, you will. That's a great point, Coop. Yep.
You will, Mike. And I guarantee you, you're going to find somebody that you click with here. We have over 400 people, boots on ground here in Thailand, part of our community. And there's bound to have somebody that you have something in common with and you get along great with. Everybody does. They pair up and they have their own coffee meets, own scooter rides, going to play golf together. You're going to meet like-minded people, whatever your hobbies are, even if it's bowling. There's a group of us that go bowling regularly. There's a group of us that do morning walks on the beach, coffee mornings, Route 66, meet and greets once a month. There's always something here going on. And you will definitely meet a battle buddy. And if you can't find one, Mike, I'll be your battle buddy. How's that?
There you go. Tony Montana. Cooper, I gave you the guy from the UK that has a office in Butale 5D, and he does your Thai wills. The cost can't be that much. 52,000
Thai baht.
No.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I do remember you gave me that one, and I do have their contact details, Tony. But I'm gonna shop around. And see what the best one I can find.
I think Tony added a 0 by mistake.
Yeah,
it's probably $150, not 50.
Probably 5,200. Yeah, 52,000. That's almost 2,000.
You wouldn't even pay that in the West.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's a little
Jack
typo.
Bree. Thailand has had 14 coups. That's pronounced coups.
Yes.
In 90 years. So that's an average of about one every 6.5 years.
Yeah. And I'll tell you something, Jack. The military, when there has been coups and, the government just can't perform, somebody's got to run the country. So the military takes over, have done a fantastic job. You ask any Thai person, they say the best time in Thailand is when the military ran the government.
Run things.
Because they ran it smoothly. Everybody knew where they stood. And, there was
chain of command.
There was a chain of command. They didn't backtrack when they did something. They stayed with it, and the economy was doing fantastic. The Thais were all in money, making money. And they were like, the best time ever is when the military ran the country. And they only run it for a set term until the people can elect somebody to run it, and then they step down. They're like, okay, we're just an interim government. But a lot of people in Thailand wish the military ran the government forever because they did such a fantastic job. Yeah,
they have democratic elections here.
Yes.
Unlike Laos.
Yes.
Unlike Cambodia.
Well, they're communist countries.
Unlike Vietnam. So,
Yeah.
Good with the bad, I guess.
Yeah.
Richard Woolley, I would have a will made and kept with a trusted attorney and never tell anyone who's getting the money. Smart idea.
Yeah.
He might.
But then you better hope that attorney doesn't know that you haven't told anybody. I wouldn't tell the attorney that, because they may say, well, hey, he hasn't told anybody. I'll keep the money.
Well, you get 2 or 3 copies made. You send one home. You give one to the attorney and you give one to your battle buddy. It's the same will. You know what I mean? So just in case one of them knocks off or whatever. So, yeah, there's ways around it. I wouldn't worry about that. Robert Pierpont at Mike D. Mikey, can you make me executive of your will? I know nothing about poisoning people. Oh, boy. Tim P. Good evening to the CBD gang and everyone. Tim P. here. Greetings from Edmonton, Alberta. My YouTube account is still out of whack, but I hope you are all well.
It doesn't look like it to me, Tim. I just noticed your name come up, and it didn't come up with some T and a bunch
of them did. So
funny characters. No, it looks like everything's back to normal, and everybody's name is normal on YouTube, and we know who you are again.
Yes.
Yeah, because YouTube went crazy there for about a week, didn't it? We were like, who's this?
Yeah,
who's this?
Yeah, it was more than one.
We had to go by your little banner pictures to figure out who you were.
Elvia Broad, do you think they have online wills like I see advertised in America? That's a good question.
Maybe they do, but I wouldn't trust one.
Well, and it would probably be in Thai, Elvie.
Yeah.
Which, you're better than me if you can even, tell what letter it is, let alone a word.
Exactly. I wouldn't trust an online will in Thailand. I really wouldn't, folks. I can say that because I'm not picking on any individual company. I'm saying that as a whole, I wouldn't trust them. Even if they did have it, I'd rather be face-to-face, sit there, written out in Thai and in English, translated verbatim, and I'd use one of those digital translator, programs on your app or your tablet to make sure that it is written word for word what it is that you wish for your assets in the future.
I think you could do a lot of research just on your phone. You call up. Number one, they speak English or they don't.
Yeah.
If they don't, you ain't going there.
No.
And if they do, what do you charge for a basic will?
Yeah. And I definitely would not take a Thai girlfriend and tell her to find one for me. And they don't speak a word of English. You have no idea what she's telling them, So no, I would not do that. That'd be red flag number 1 million right there. I would want somebody that spoke fluent English and could sit down and tell me exactly what the law is, and that my will be honored.
That's a fact, Jack. Tim P, guess not now. Captain Action, that's Henry from Tampa. Happy Wednesday to Team Cooper and all the wonderful people in the chat.
And hello, Henry. Thank you for coming on and joining us, and thank you too for being a channel member.
Terry Fallon, guys, if we get there in 27, my wife wants to give you both a great big hug.
Oh,
isn't that cute?
Yeah, as long as our wives aren't present when that's done, we'll be okay. If done behind their back, they are not going to be.
Just don't bring any snow with you, Terry. Okay?
Yeah, keep the snowballs home.
Sell that snowblower. That's the best news you'll see when that's sold. Dennis L. Shout out to Claude. He knew the best ways to go. I had a blast. I learned a lot about my bike also.
Yeah.
New bikes.
He's got a new bike. And like anything, when you get something new, you got to get used to it. Same with me. When I got my bike, I had to get a feel for it. I wouldn't go around fast bends, in a brand new bike until I broke it in and I knew how the bike handled. And he took us on some very nice windy roads. And we were cruising along nicely. We weren't driving static or anything. We did it all in a group, and slowed down at times for the other people to catch up. And it was a fantastic day out. He knew some fantastic scenic routes that I would have never saw.
You should see
because I've only ever traveled on the major roads.
Well, you were saying he's in a bike club, so
Yeah.
and they, I guess every week they go
Monday.
so you're going to know these roads.
Yeah.
You and I wouldn't know them.
Nope.
But we're not out every week. But
Yeah.
I just thought maybe you should get a camera for your helmet, one of those GoPros or something,
and film it.
Yeah. While you're doing it, you're still enjoying everything.
Well, I bought a new helmet just for that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've got to get the mount to put the camera on. So I bought a new helmet with already that in mind, and I plan on making some motorbike videos of us going out on trips so you guys can see the beautiful countryside.
Bingo.
Yeah, you'll love it. Went to a fantastic marina, had a great lunch, food very cheap, and then came back. Fantastic time. It was about 36 miles trip each way.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah,
that's
so
easy.
70-mile round trip.
Nice.
Great day out.
Jack Bree, thanks, Claude. Great meal at the marina.
Yeah, Jack was there too. And Captain Action gifted one Cooper's Thai Venture membership. So one person, well, all of a sudden, right now it's done by random. I have no input in that. We'll have that lucky badge right there next to their name. It means they're a channel member, and it only costs $2 a month to have the badge. So it's a great way of helping to support the channel. And thank you, Captain Action, for gifted it. So if you got that badge next to your name, say a thank you to Captain Action.
Dennis L, thanks to J.E. Washington.
Yeah, he bought a bike too and came with us, and he was loving it too.
That'd
Everybody had a fantastic time.
Yeah.
Nobody complained. Everybody said, I'd love to do it again. When's the next one, Coop?
Now, they would have had bikes. Obviously, yours 300, but some of them would have been 125s. Yeah. Keeping up. It's not a fast race, so to speak. So, yeah, any of those bikes works, guys. So.
Yeah.
Jalex, my problem with a will is I'm unmarried with no children. The family I do have are already in their senior years. Well, it could be a niece, nephew, could be a, great nephew, something like that. So it's better to do something with your affairs than nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. A good, the government will be quite happy with you, the Thai government, that is, or the Thai bank. But yeah, it's better to have your affairs in order and, find a charity if nothing else.
Exactly.
Tony Montana. Again, I had 3 comments as well as Alpha, and they have disappeared. Well, let's
contact YouTube, Tony. Not our problem here.
Jeff Trio. Evening, guys. I was watching videos of the rain and flooding.
Yeah, that was down in Pattaya. They got
it's only certain areas,
certain roads. It's the hill roads because the water runs down the hill. Yeah.
We never. I mean,
we're up higher than Pattaya, so it runs off us and down.
I've seen Second Road. There might be a segment 100 meters long that I've seen, standing water, maybe 10 inches.
Yeah.
But that's gone, an hour later. Jeff Trio, evening. Oh, we got that one?
Yeah.
Dennis L, shout out to Jay Washington and Malcolm for the critique on my riding. Okay, here we go. I'm always willing to learn from veteran riders. Referred to as the old timers. Thanks again.
And I learned something new from them too. They're like, teaching me things that I didn't know, in America, we don't have corners, and bends like that, like they do over here in the world. We just got wide open straight roads, interstates, we call them. So it's great to get the practice in, and learn how to ride your bike. And there he is, the man of the hour, Claude AC. Thank you so much. He says, thanks, guys. Looking forward to the next ride. My Friday motto group has exposed me to the great Thailand backroads. And Claude, we're going to make you our ambassador for bike riding. I hope you agree. And show us some more of this beautiful scenery. We had a fantastic trip out yesterday, and I would love to do many more with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Brooke said he wants to come on the next one.
Yeah. I just I had an appointment yesterday, so
yeah.
Captain Action. Here's a space joke. Okay. Elon Musk is opening a new restaurant on the moon. It has great food, amazing service, but zero atmosphere.
Yeah.
You get that, right?
I got it. Play on the word atmosphere.
That sounds like something Robert Nutt would put in there. Tony Montana. Jack, did you see my comments before they disappeared? Okay.
I didn't see
We're having a
anything.
back and forth. Murray Ward's Magna Carta legal are good for making a Thai will. Okay.
There's several good companies out there. I'm going to do my due diligence and I'm going to find a reputable one. I've got a couple in mind that I want to go look at and talk to face. So I'll update you because I plan on getting it done this week, either
I would
tomorrow or
think
Friday.
a couple $100 should do it or less, you know. So 5,000-6,000 baht to get you a fully authorized legal will.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Budget that. B. Jance says, good morning, guys.
Good morning to you, B. Jance. Thank you for coming on and joining us.
Malcolm, that name rings a bell.
That's Malcolm Hawkins.
Oh, that's who that is. Good day, Team Coops.
Yeah. And good day to you, to Malcolm. I know you had a blast yesterday on the bike run, the fun run.
J.E. Washington, good morning, CBD. Great ride and fellowship yesterday. Coop, I appreciate you discussing real-life topics on the live stream.
And thank you, J.E. Yeah, you are like me and Dennis. You know, we're married. We need to be thinking about this for our wives. And, you know, all the married couples out here should be thinking, even if you got a will in your home country, you need to have a will for your assets over here. Now, Dennis L., for example, he's like me. He's got a vehicle, you know, and he's got a motorbike. Well, you know, if he doesn't have a will here, when he passes, Marcella can't do anything with him, his wife. Same with you, J.E. You know, you just bought a motorbike and maybe in the future you end up buying a car. Your wife won't get access to any of that, even though you two are legally married. Under Thai law, you must have a will.
Thai will.
Thai will. Yeah. So protect yourself, folks. And because we've seen what happens firsthand if you don't.
I think the first thing is hey, what do we do? What do they do? They, meaning the other partner, do for money. So I would say make sure they know where your bank card is and know your PIN.
Yeah.
Because of that, at least that way, something happens to you, what do they do the next day if there's no cash? If the husband always had the money and always looked after it, well, bingo. Yeah. That would be a real can of worms. So yeah, that would be the first thing. And obviously the will would greatly improve things.
And I'm not telling anybody to get a joint bank account for your wife. Maybe you don't trust your wife while you're living, you know, because there are people out there like that, you know, that don't. And, you know, doing it this way and having it in a will is protecting yourself. You know, hey, if you stay with me till the day I die, it's yours.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
One thing too that I think there's a few of us looking into is, and I will be for sure.
What's that?
Opening a joint trading account.
Okay.
And IBKR will do that. And you can have, there's boxes you can tick. So with a joint account, you can put the right of survivorship. So if something happens to one of us, the other person has access still to the account. It's a seamless transition with no interruption. So, and because if it's just in my name or her name or something, and the other, you know, something happens to them, well, then it's got to go through the probate and all the will and all the you know, Jesus. So it would be simpler to do it that way.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. Yeah.
Then you get to teach them a bit about investing too. Dirty Lurker 1. Do either of you two know if anyone has used Geo Blue insurance in Thailand and with success?
I don't, Dirty Lurker, know of anybody that's used Geo Blue.
Is that a automobile?
No, it's for
health,
medical insurance.
Medical. Okay. Yeah. No, I haven't heard.
I have heard of them. I don't know of anybody that's used them. The most popular one out here is Pacific Cross. I must admit, for expats in Thailand, that is by far the most popular. And I do know several people, including myself, that have Pacific Cross and have had zero issues and got all the medical expenses paid with zero issues, you know, so it tends to be the most popular one based on its success rate.
I didn't know whether that was health or automobile, but
no, it's medical.
Tony's going to take me down to a place that does the bike insurance and like total.
Fully comp.
Yeah. So I want to check that out. He's got it. Wasn't that expensive. I think it was a couple $100 for the year.
Right.
But he put a deductible, 20,000. So, you know, that's brings it down a bit. But yeah, so we'll check it out and get back to everybody maybe.
Yeah.
Tony says you can buy Misty until the close tonight in the U.S.
Correct.
Yeah, it's
But
more.
it can take 1 to 2 days depending on which brokerage you're using for the transaction to go through.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure it's going through instantly. When you buy it, you actually want to see the shares that you have it.
I think, Tony, too, part of it is what country you're in. Like you're with Stake, I believe. They might have a T1 or T2 policy different than, say, a US IBKR.
Yeah.
You know, it could be a day longer, is my point, and that would make you kind of slide out. So to me, if I was, it's a little risky.
Yeah.
You know. Here's why. You buy it, you miss the dividend, but guess what happens? The stock price drops immediately after the dividend's paid. So not only did you not get the dividend, your share price dropped. You know what I mean? It's a lose-lose.
Yeah.
Rod Shell says, JE Concierge Patia currently does retirement visas, extensions, and opening bank accounts. They are good and make sure that you all have documents so your application won't get rejected. Well, that's good to know. So, I mean, competition is good. So the more people can comment on these, gives you a range to check. Thanks for that, Rob. Captain Action, this is a simple question. For every 10,000 invested in Misty, what would the monthly payout be?
It depends on the share price.
Is that a simple question?
That is actually a hard question.
That has a multitude of answers, Captain.
Because first off, what's the share price? Is it $20? Is it $18? Is it $30 when you're buying it? But if you were to buy it, let's just say at $20 a share,
500 shares.
That'd be 500 shares. Roughly, you could expect to get $500 back per month.
I would say between 500 and 1,000.
Yes.
So, you know, it will. There's never been two payments identical. That's one thing. So, but you'll always get paid. So, so you budget on that. And if, again, do your research. A lot of guys are into it. A lot of guys are loving it. Obviously, they love it more when the payouts are higher. Yeah. And they love it less when the payouts are not. But even at $1, and we've said this on Mondays, watch the Mondays, guys. You'll see a lot. At $1 a share, $1 a month, a 12-month basis, you're getting 60% return on your money.
On $1 share
on
return.
$20 share price. Guys, you're getting 3 and 4% in GICs on those bonds that you're still holding on. Forget it. Money market funds, forget it. You know, you'll get more. You'll get a yearly return in 1 month.
Yes.
You know, with Misty. So, yeah. Jack Bree, $500 roughly. Okay. Captain Action. Thank you, Jack. Robert Pierpont at Captain Action, 620-ish, give or take. Okay. Here we got a little more optimistic.
Yeah.
Richard Duggar, a.k.a. Bubba. Brooke, slap your son for me. He said, Misty's going to only pay $1 a share. I'm still thinking $1.30 a share. Same as me, Bubba.
Yeah. I think lowball it. So that way I'm not disappointed.
Junior, exactly. Junior here lowballs it, so he's not disappointed, although he would be. You know, he just won't admit it.
I'm happy at $1.
Yeah.
I'm very happy at $1.
Well, you'd be happier at $1.30.
Of course. But I'm only expecting $1. I like to be surprised.
There you go.
Yeah.
Captain Action, Robert, I like that better. Can I put you on the card list, Christmas card list?
What does he like better? The 130?
Tony Montana. Mr. Singh is way too expensive. He is about double the price of other agents. I don't find that, Tony,
no, I don't.
I find him slightly more. But one thing I am certain with Singh, number one, he'll get back to you.
Yes.
He speaks fluent English. He knows the people in the know. And I just don't want any headaches. Give me the best. Like if I'm looking for a brain surgeon, I don't want second or third best or the cheaper guy. I want the guy that's the best in the business. So,
and you also pay what you get, Tony. For example, when Darlene and I went on a cruise and we came back into Thailand, we forgot to go to immigration within 24 hours to update our TM30. Every time you leave the country and come back, you have to update your TM30. I called Singh. He said, don't worry about it. I'll take care of that on your next 90-day report.
Bingo.
Now, normally there's a fine if you don't do it. I got 0 fine. I said, what? I don't have to pay a penalty? Nope. Don't worry about it. I got it taken care of. Fantastic.
I didn't even know you had to do that.
Yeah. You're supposed to every time you leave the country.
Singh
come
looks
back
after all the
you got 30. You got 24 hours that you're supposed to go and update UTM-30. And I didn't have to do it. He took care of it. I forgot to do a 90-day report one time. I was thinking, okay, I got 1,000 baht fine. Nope, nothing. Singh took care of it again. Several of our subscribers had their bank accounts frozen because they hadn't updated their phone number. He went out of his way and called each and every one of them. And I'm not going to put that several people's names out, even though they are good friends of mine and I love them. Hint, hint, hint. You know who I'm talking about. He's watching. Anyways, he went out of his way and contacted them. Says you need to go to your bank, update your phone number with them, and your bank account will be fine.
Yeah.
He didn't have to do that. It's called customer service. You pay for what you get.
Tony watches his pennies, which is good. He's very frugal. And he's not, Singh is a little more Tony, but he's not double. So
yeah, nowhere near double.
Nowhere, no.
Because that would put him at 70,000 baht.
But I will say, Tony's,
and he's never charged anybody for that.
He researches a lot, so he does know where the deals are.
Yeah.
Like if I say, Tony, where are you eating tonight or tomorrow? And that spot will be a good, affordable with good food. He's also a food critic.
Yeah.
Robert Pierpont at Captain Action. Sure thing. Terry Fallon, on a lighter note, I just want to say, love it, love it, love it. And plus, plus, plus.
And thank you, Terry.
Robert Nutt with his Texas humor. Hello again, CBD. I think I will start a business that helps people without wills. It will be called Leave It to Me. Leave It to Beaver.
Call you Beaver, yeah.
John, good morning, CBD and all subscribers. John from New York City.
And hello, John from New York City.
Big
Thank
city
you for coming
over
on
there.
and joining us. I've been thinking, and I don't know how I can do it legally, folks, for those that don't have anybody to leave their assets to. Setting up a charity in Thailand is so freaking hard. I looked into it a little bit and I was like, oh, this is just going to be too hard to do. For those that just wanted to leave it to a good group, like Coopersthaiadventure, and how would I run it? Who would I get to oversee it and everything else? It's not just straightforward, folks. I would love to do something like that to help those of you out that don't have anybody to leave it to, that it goes to a good cause. But I just can't do it. I can't. I've looked into it, folks. I'm sorry. People have suggested, Cooper, maybe you should start something up, and
don't do it.
The money goes to a good cause. And it's such a fine line because on a retirement visa, you cannot work in Thailand.
Yeah.
And I would have to go change my visa, and then I'd have to get registered as a Thai company and everything else.
Oh, you'd have the trolls all over you.
Exactly. And people will be accused of me of, oh, you're only doing this to make money. And I just don't want to get into that side of things. I really don't.
What we do, we put out the information.
Yeah.
Hey, it's better to have
and
a
let
will.
You all decide.
Yeah. Better to have a will than not a will. Choice is yours. So, you can take a horse to water. You can't make him drink. So give them the right information, and then it's up to them to look after their own affairs.
Yeah. And Josie A. Gooby, I hope I pronounced your name right, says bought us a coffee, says good morning. Hopefully we'll have one in person. Thank you for what you guys do. And thank you, Jose. Much appreciated. The Josie, I pronounced it wrong. It's J is H sound in Spanish, so it would be Jose. Thank you, Jose. Much appreciated. And yeah, I'd love to have a drink with you in person when you get here.
Yes. Terry Fallon, Robert Nutt, let's form a partnership called Leave It to Us. Scotty Jean from New Zealand. Afternoon, guys.
Evening, Scotty.
Richard Duggar, a.k.a. Bubba. Hit that like button for Darlene. Make her smile. She deserves it for putting up with Cooper all this time. We all know that's hard to do. Isn't Bubba just a ray of sunshine?
He's got so much support and love for me.
And he's coming
I've
here
never seen that from
month.
anybody else in my life.
I think August he's coming here, isn't he?
Yeah, August 4th.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Jack Bree, totally agree. Coop on coups. Thailand wasn't affected at all.
No, it made it better. Every time the military is taking control of Thailand, because the governments fall apart, people argue. It's one of those things. A lot of people just can't get along. Look at America, Democrats and Republicans. They can't get along, for the most part in government, and the military sometimes has to step in and say, okay, we'll dissolve the government. We'll stand in until you guys can elect a new prime minister and form a new government. And they always do it on a temporary basis. They don't want to take control of it permanently. They always say, anytime you guys elect a government, it's the government for the people. We will abide by your wishes and we will step down. So in my mind, I don't like to call it a coup. I like to call it a temporary government. There must be government. There must be order. If not, crime will be rampant. People will do anything that they like, and nobody wants to see that happen. So, but every time the Thai military step in, they've always done a better job than what the government has, because you're not going to have a Thai general being stabbed in the back by a colonel, and arguing in parliament. It's just not going to happen. They respect the general's order. The general says, okay, we're doing this. And the colonels and the captains and the majors are all like, okay, and there's no argument. And I think that's what the Thai people like. They like to see everything just run tickety-boo. They don't want to see any arguments. They don't want to see any fights. Just get on and do the job that we hired you to do. Yep. And Tony Montana says it's not a mistake. It's not a typo.
Well, we won't be going with that guy.
Nope, that's way too expensive.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be paying that.
Jody says, when you look around, let me know what price you come up with.
I will do.
I'm guessing 5,000 baht. Alpha says, Tony, I had a few comments that were deleted also. Wow.
I don't know why. It's not us, folks.
Wonder what's happening. It's got to be YouTube.
Somehow. It is YouTube.
And it won't be a guy.
It's an algorithm.
It'll be an algorithm that for some unknown reason is got glitches.
Yeah.
Because, they don't put the LOL or they don't put the, I don't know. Jeff Trio, I hope my battle buddy is a butterfly like me.
And there's plenty of butterflies here. And I'm not going to go into details what butterfly means. I'm sure most of you guys can get the general gist. We've got to keep this PG.
Robert Pierpont, not only do you need a battle buddy, but you also need an accountability buddy.
Yeah, somebody you can trust. Yeah, I agree 100% there, Robert.
Jack Bree, Second Road had one lane closed in a few spots at 8 p.m. last night because of the flooding. Yeah, that would have been that 100-yard dash. Yeah, down.
Yeah.
Wanderlust Asia, morning team from a sunny Cebu.
And thank you, Wanderlust Asia, for coming on and joining us and being a channel member from the Philippines.
Philip Hunt, I nominate Mike Sprouse as my battle buddy.
There you go.
Robert Nutt, before coming to Thailand, I created a will on ChatGPT. Very easy and cost me nothing. That would
cover you for the West, maybe.
I wonder if that's
but not in Thailand.
Will. Well, if he had it translated into Thai,
it still has to be notarized.
Well, then fine. You find
it's got to
have
have that stamp of approval.
That's fine.
And without that Thai stamp of approval, it's just a piece of paper.
A notary probably would run you 500 baht for that stamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be witnessed.
If you did the legwork and had it all prepared,
just like in the West, folks.
In time, it's interesting how AI is going to be able to probably do all that coming forward. So, okay, good. Nice to know. Wanderlust Asia. Yeah, a will is very important as an expat.
It is. You have to have one, folks. If it's going to cost you $100, $200, it's it's peace of mind for you at the end of the day that your wishes are going to be respected. Even if it's going to a charity and you don't have anybody to leave it to, better than to give it to the government.
Yeah, you know what they do.
Yeah, so I wouldn't
waste
government.
It,
no, I want to go into my wife and her kids.
Philip Hunt, Philly Mignon, watching from the Wombat and Kiwi Bar.
Hello to the Wombat and Kiwi Bar. Say hello to the owner for me there. He's a good friend of mine.
Terry Fallon, guys, love the lives. Great to see you, and we'll catch up with you on the next live stream.
He never stays to the end, does he?
He's got to go walk the dog.
He's always got to walk the dog. He's got to mow the lawn. He's
blow
got
the
to rake
snow.
the leaves, kill the flies.
That's okay. He's a worker.
He's always got something.
The Lord loves a worker. J.E. Washington, Coop, not having a will is my protection.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I think that's a bit of Washington humor.
Yeah.
Up from mail. Hey, Terry, I have a quick trip to Venice, Italy, then a very important and mandatory flight to Thailand.
T-minus 15
T-minus 15 days, but who's counting? Guess the 3 people counting, me, myself, and I.
Yeah, so
4
15
with
days.
the
Today's
pin,
the
the
2nd, so
food
that puts them
munchkin.
here on the 17th.
In around
16th,
there.
17th,
15,
yeah.
15, yeah, about 17th, I guess. Tony says, is for your will as well as your cremation. Well, there he explains it a little better now and gives you the ashes. They take care of everything. And yes, it's 52,000. Well, yeah,
If it
cremation
includes your cremation, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be 20 to 30,000 for that.
Yeah.
So even that's a little bit rich, I would think, Tony, overall.
Yeah.
You might be better to shop each one separately for
Exactly.
the best deal, but definitely cremation be the way to go, in my opinion. Terry Fallon, Alpha, following your journey. Have a great trip. CC Tube 13, howdy from Orlando, Florida. I'm just joining in. Did you address the problem with foreigners not being able to open bank accounts, which are required to apply for the O visas? Thank
Yes,
you.
we did. And they have a workaround, CC Tube 13. And we did talk about that in the beginning of the stream about 45 minutes ago. And they do have a workaround right now. Several of the agents, One Stop Patio on Soy 6 and Mr. Singh, to name just two of them, they have a workaround. They're able to use two different banks other than Bangkok Bank to get you the bank account and start the retirement visa process.
There are people that do their own paperwork. That, you can, everything we recommend the agents for can be done by yourself. But, I don't know anybody. Well, I've met maybe one or two out of
very rare,
a few hundred that have done it. So the majority do use an agent, guys. And I know Coop and I both think, hey, you're way, way better off, stress-free having an agent do your work. So. Mike D, I think Coop was close on the Misty prediction last time, but I hope not this time.
Well, hope not. Yeah. But no, I like to be a realist. And actually, they only made 76 cents, if you want to be pedantic, Mike. But they made money on their synthetics, and they could use some of that profit to bring it up. And I think they'll bring it up to $1. Anything over $1 is a bonus.
$1.30.
$1.30? We'll see who's right.
We'll see who's buying the coffee next Monday.
I say most 120. If I had to put a top figure, it'd be
changing.
$1 to 120. Realistic is $1. Optimistic, hopeful will be 120.
John says, I love bikes, but be careful, guys. An American expat restaurant owner in Phuket wrecked the other night and is paralyzed from the shoulders down with no health insurance.
That's another thing you need out here, health insurance. Your bike insurance will cover you in an accident to repair the other person's property that you damaged if it's your fault. But it won't cover you for your bike. So it's always best to have separate medical insurance out here in Thailand. And I have Pacific Cross. My wife, Darlene, has the Thai insurance called AIA, which is a good company. And she's made a claim on there, and we got the money back. So you pay out first, and then they reimburse you. Which it was only 70,000 baht, $2,000 US, but she got the money back in full.
Tony was saying
about
the bike insurance. It does come with a hospital rider, but the maximum they'll give you is 200,000.
Right.
Okay. So that's like what, $6,000, and 200,000. Yeah, I think as Tony said, what is it? 5,000 baht a night for a hospital room. So you'd have a few nights there, but then the doctors and everything else. So yeah. Maybe if Tony's listening still, I wouldn't mind taking that run today to see that insurance people. JJ, good morning, guys. What's with the change in car insurance? Mine's up for renewal, and unless you list drivers on policy, the car is no longer covered if they crash it. Before, every driver was covered. Oh, I didn't know.
Depends on the insurance company, JJ. You brought up a very valid point. I use the #1 insurance company here in Thailand that goes, it's called Ford Direct. And because I have a Ford car, I'm able to have Ford Direct insurance. And it actually states in the policy who is covered. So my policy is an open policy, which means whoever drives my car is automatically insured. If it's Brooke, if it's Darlene, if it's one of my good trusted friends, that I would trust to drive my vehicle here in Thailand, like Dennis L or J.E. Washington. I would trust them both tomorrow to drive my car if they wanted to, and you too, Brooke. I said
Okay,
you at the
thank you,
beginning.
thank
Don't put
you.
your hands up at me. I
Thank
said
you.
yours was the first name off my tongue. So, but yeah, they would be covered. Now, there are other insurance policies out here, JJ, that they're not covered. You need to read the fine print, and it is in Thai and English.
And you got to list every driver like the West.
Yes.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. So, and then that boosts your premium. You paid more for your insurance premium. Whereas with Ford Insure, which is what they're called, Ford Insure, anybody, it's covered. And it's the number one. It's the most expensive one, but I mean, at 24,000 baht for the year.
That's
pretty good. $700 for the year.
Probably
everybody's
quarter of what you'd pay in the West.
$700 for the year is all it costs for me to renew it. Yeah, 23,000.
So read the fine print.
Yeah.
Blakester Drums just turned on the live stream, so I thought I'd say hi. Hit that like button, make Darlene smile, and I'm going back to the beginning.
Okay, thank you, Dennis.
Well done, Blakester.
Yeah, if you just came in and enjoyed us and you missed the beginning, don't worry. You can hit the rewind button and watch it from the start.
Dennis L., I got the hint.
Enough said. I'm not going to say anything else.
Tony Montana, Alpha, thank you.
Yep.
Philip Hunt says 11 here 2 males went on a bike ride. Where's the diversity? Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Hetero males.
The ladies went on their own ride
because we wanted it to be a guys only.
I think the girls wanted that.
Here's the thing, to a lot of you out there, you may be married and you come out to Thailand and you're with your wife 24/7 and you want a break from time to time to go enjoy your time with the guys. Well, the way to have that break is make sure the girls have an event too on the same day. That way they're going out. They're not upset that you're going out with the guys because they're not sat at home, bored out of their brain, and they're going out having fun with the girls. And they're like, okay, have a great time, guys. My wife said to me, babe, have a great time. Just please drive carefully. And I said, I always do. I don't take risks. Too old for that. I'm retired. I'm not a young buck anymore where, I'll go 100 miles an hour, and try and take a right-hand bend at 70, with my knee on the ground. I don't do that anymore. Now I'd much rather take that right-hand bend at 30 and get around there nice and safely and enjoy the beautiful scenery. So, we do like to have events for couples. We do like to have events for singles, and we like to have an event where guys and girls go and do their own separate thing and have a great time. What more can you ask for? If you're coming out here as a couple, you'll be like, hey, this is a group I want to belong to. The wife will say that, hey, a girl's day out, fantastic. Guy will be like, guys day out, okay, great. I like that idea too. And we got another shout out to give, and this one's from RK Reich 1, who bought us 3 coffees. It says, good morning, CBD. This is Ron from Daytona Beach. Always love your stream and looking forward to see you guys in September. And thank you. We'll look forward to see you too, Ron, in September.
We'll be here.
Yeah, we'll be here up until the 27th of September. I'll be here. So we'll be here for the meet and greet, which will be just before then. We're going to fly out to Barcelona for our next cruise on the 27th.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Philip Hunt, I would not have Coop as my battle buddy as he doesn't return my phone calls or texts.
Yes, I do.
Well, Philly's across the hall, so...
And you live in the same building as me, Philip. I see you out at the pool.
Tony Montana, if you go anywhere in Thailand and check into a hotel, when you get back to your condo, you must go inform immigration that you are back.
Correct.
Never done it, never will, but...
I keep forgetting. I'm terrible. I forget. But Singh takes care of it all for me. I never had a fine.
Yeah, no.
Get what you pay
Technically, he's correct, but
you can pay for a cheap agent, but you're going to get, not as good customer service.
Any Truck Morton to Dirty Lurker 1, my USA retired federal employee insurance, originally BCBS, is now called Geo Blue. I have excellent payment from them for all my Bangkok hospital Pattaya branch visits.
There you go. There's somebody that uses them. Thank you for the feedback.
Thank you for the tip, man.
Yeah, much appreciated.
Terry Fallon, guys, really enjoy the interaction. Look forward to seeing you on the next live. Have a great week.
And you too, Terry. Thank you very much.
Go walk that dog, Terry. Philip Hunt, I was riding my e-scooter down a dark soy. A 7-foot-tall black man wearing black shoes, black shorts, and a black shirt stood next to the road. He recognized me as I rode past and called my name. Imagine that.
Who? No.
7 feet. You'd be hard to miss. Mike
Yeah.
D. Doesn't the king run Thailand? He's kind of like a
Figurehead.
royalty.
Yeah.
Probably the richest man in Thailand. I think.
He's the richest man in Thailand,
Yeah,
by far. He's a figurehead. By law, he can run Thailand. He could step in at any time. But like his father, that was the king before him, he never stepped in and interfered.
No.
But his father did something great. During the dark times, when the Thai economy tanked, the then king, his father, said to all the Thai people, donate your gold for the poor. And they did. By the millions. They came in and they donated their gold. They gave it to the monks at the temple. And it's a true story. I mean, you guys should check this out. He was a fantastic king. And they then took that gold and they fed all the poor people, because they went through a very, very bad economic time. And it was before I ever came to Thailand for the first time this happened. So it was before the millennium. And the Thai people just loved him for it. The rich gave up their gold. They were given their gold necklaces, gold bracelets, you know.
Help the poor.
And and he went around and gave it all to the poor. Fantastic. True story.
I think, Mike, it's kind of like maybe if you look at England. England has a king, but really he's kind of figurehead.
Yeah.
You know.
But he can dissolve parliament too.
Oh, yeah.
Like the British king can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kim P. Brooke, what is the process for renewing your Canadian passport while abroad? Is it difficult or lengthy one? I'm hoping once in Thailand, I won't have to return home to renew it. I did mine prior to coming to Philippines.
Yeah.
And back then, you could get a 10-year, Timmy. So I did that, obviously. And I still got 6 years left, I think, on it. 6 or 7. So probably 6, I guess.
But Tim, I can give you some good news on that, as I've done a bit of research
on the Canadian,
on Commonwealth.
Okay.
And Canada is a Commonwealth country, and there's a service that we use for Darling to get her the visas that we need to go on these cruise ships, and they're a very good service. They're in Bangkok, and I did make a video and I put it on the channel, and it was about a year ago I made this video, so you'd have to go back quite a way. But just to give you a brief recap, they do have a service there for renewing Commonwealth country passports, including England, Australia, and Canada. New Zealand was on the list as well, Commonwealth country, where they can renew the passport for you. You go in with they do that application for you. You give them your passport with the passport photos. You pay the fee, and 3 weeks turnaround to have your passport, brand new one for you, and they send it back out to you recorded delivery.
Yeah,
so fantastic.
I'm sure you're able to do a non-in-country renewal wherever you are, because people are all over the world, you know, and if something comes up where they need a passport or need to renew it, you know, I can't see the government's making you fly back home to do it.
Yeah. And let me just get you the name of the service. One second. Darlene, what's the name of the company that we use in Bangkok for your visa? What's it called? DFS is the
Victory.
BFS. BFS is the name of the service that does the visas for your partners. If you need a visa to go to a foreign country, you can go there yourself if they require a visa. And they also do the renewal for Commonwealth country passports.
Timmy, there's enough subscribers on the the Facebook page. Yeah, pose that question. Probably somebody's already done it who's Canadian. So you'll get the latest up to date on that. You know, the Facebook group page is active. It's all positive stuff, and it's all people that have blazed the trail before you. So you'll get good information there, guys.
Well, we have a couple subscribers, Brooke, that are from England, and they use VFS to renew their British passport, and they had it back within 3 weeks.
Excellent.
Yeah, they had to go there for the initial appointment, and then they mail it direct to your condo, and they call you when they're coming. And update you what time they're going to be there, and you just meet them at reception. You have to physically sign for it, show ID that is you. Normally it's a driver's license or a photo ID or a picture that you have on your phone of your passport, and they check the name. Yeah, okay, and they give it to you.
Good. Tommy Lee. Good morning, Coop, Darlene, and Brooke. Hit that like button, guys. Make Darlene smile, he says. A little late to the chat.
And thank you, Tommy.
Tommy the Tommy with that big smile. Philip Hunt. I had earbuds and didn't hear him call my name, so he called me on WhatsApp. He said, "Didn't you see me? I said you were smiling." True story.
Okay. And we got 122 people watching and 76 likes. Not too bad. Let's pump it up. Need another 24. If you haven't done it yet, do it now. Pound that thumb button and say, thank you, Cooper and Brooke. Much appreciated.
Robert Pierpont, with cremation, you have to think of the cost of the urn. URN, that should be. That's why Lebowski, a.k.a. the dude, and Walter put Donnie's ashes in a coffee can. If you are a big Lebowski fan, you know what I'm talking about.
I remember that movie. Yes.
Yeah, coffee can would do fine. I'm not paying a few $100s for an urn. And Throckmorton, P.S. Geo Blue, the first 3 visits I had to pay, but was reimbursed within 2 weeks. Now I just sign a paper and they pay straight to the hospital.
There you go. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Just like a Pacific Cross.
Dennis L., I'd like to give a huge shout out to Cooper for giving me my new Everest. It's slow, but I'll take it.
I would trust you driving it, Dennis. So you're a very good driver. I would trust you just like I'm sure you trust me driving your truck.
Oh, no, he said. Alfa Romeo, Tony, I think I figured out why my comments were deleted. I think it was a result of asking Coop and Brooke to be listed on their Bitcoin wills. Oh, my Buddha.
No, Darlene gets it all.
Chris Wheeler from Texas. I'll will my 71 Mustang to y'all, but only if you can pay the import fees.
Nope, I can't. That would be 300%. So, sorry, Chris. Give it to charity.
Blakester Drums. My Misty advice for the first-time buyer: buy after the payout dip.
Yes,
you might get it under $20 a share. That'd be a buy. This month's payout is worth missing to get in that cheap on the. Yeah, he's got a point.
Because Misty took a drop with Micah Stradke yesterday. Mike was
down. Yep.
And Misty was over $22, and now it's barely over 21.
Yeah.
So if they pay $1 dividend, then that's going to go down $1. So you'd be getting it at $20 a share. If they pay $1.50, then you'd be getting it at $19.50.
You can get it under 20. That's a heck of a
steal.
Dollar cost average.
That'd be better than when I got in. I got in at 2070.
I'm in at 23 and change. So, but it did come down. I bought last month. Dollar cost average down. So the thing with Misty that I see, last point on that, micro was down, and that's why Misty was down. But when you see that, you know where micro's going.
Yes.
And Misty there will follow it. But Timmy P, thanks for the passport info, guys. Appreciate it.
Very welcome. No problem, Tim.
Johnny Montana, full comprehensive insurance on my bike covers you and your passenger with a 200,000 baht hospital coverage. Yeah.
Is that each or combined?
It's the policy, I'm positive. So it's
per policy.
Yeah. They're going to only pay out the policy amount.
Right.
200. So
yeah.
Probably don't care who gets it.
Yeah.
Tim P, great show as always, folks. My thanks again for another informative live stream. Enjoy the rest of your week.
And thank you, Timmy. And last comment goes out to
Philip Hunt. Can I have you?
You? I'm not sure what you want me
I
for.
think you were spelling it EWE, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mikey D, do you guys see the U.S. dollar getting stronger over there?
I do.
If not, do you think it will get stronger so the money goes further? I know even now it's probably very inexpensive, but just wondering. So
I do. The dollar is down right now against the Thai baht, and it does go down at certain times of the year, and then at other times of the year, normally the high season, it spikes right up. So it's based on economic events, and cutting of rates, interest rates. There's a rumor that Jerome Powell may cut rates this month or in September, and that'll strengthen the U.S. dollar. It always does.
He's looking pretty old, that guy, pretty stressed out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, I do see the dollar getting stronger as soon as the U.S. cuts the rates.
Yeah.
And I see it either this month or September.
So are we swimming today?
Swim at 3? Yeah, no
Swim at
problem. You'll
3,
be there,
so-
or are you going to be at nap time?
One or the other.
One or the other.
Yeah.
Well, give me a definite.
We'll probably have a turnout of about half a dozen at the pool. Which
Always
is good.
do. It's
Yeah.
a great time. Yeah.
Ideal weather this time of year, guys, for you waiting to come. Nice and cloudy, which means it's not as hot. I find it. Yeah, and the pool's actually ideal now.
Yeah.
It's been a little cooler than my first year. It was too hot. You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. So
It's been a milder year this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fantastic. And as a closing note, folks, please consider what I say and get yourself a will. Protect yourself. Don't end up giving it all to the Thai government. I wouldn't do it. I'm sure Brooke wouldn't do it either. You know, get yourself a battle buddy. If you want the stuff shipped to the States, your clothes given to Salvation Army. We do have a Salvation Army here in Thailand, by the way. And there's several good clothes charities here in Pattaya as well that you can give your clothes to. You know, maybe you got something, you know, pictures of your kids, you know, when they were babies, and you want them set on, you know, back to your children in your home country. A battle buddy can do that for you.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, maybe you got several $1,000s in the bank here in Thailand, and you want that going somewhere. A battle buddy can do that for you, but you just need to get a will drawn up.
It makes it a lot easier.
Very important, folks,
for your family.
Yeah.
And your friends if you do that. It's very difficult, you know.
Yeah.
So without it.
Yeah. So please, guys, get yourself a battle buddy and get yourself a will.
Think of your family when you're not here.
And then think on how you want your body disposed of when you pass. Do you want to be cremated? Do you want your body sent back to your home country, which is going to be very expensive, by the way, folks?
Well, yeah.
You know, you need to consider
do.
these things, and a will you know, will make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just say our goodbyes, and then we'll
Tony
sign off.
says, thank you for a good live stream. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
Jack Bree wish the Aussie dollar would strengthen.
Oh, we all do.
A lot of guys think that. Richard Woolley, thanks, guys.
And you're very welcome. Last one goes to
LV. There he is. Thanks as always, guys.
And
we
you're
knew you
very
were there,
welcome.
LV.
And thank you for being a channel member, having the badge next to your name. 119 people watching. Only 84 likes. Come on, guys. Please get us up to that 100. I know you're like, oh, Cooper, why do you keep asking? I don't want to push the up button on the remote control. It's too much hard work. No, it ain't. Hit that thumbs up button. It's free. It doesn't cost you a penny. Help support the channel. Lets us know that you guys care. And
Stevie Dice got
Stevie
the membership. Well
yes,
done,
he got
Stevie.
the lucky membership from
What's it?
Captain Action. Yes,
Yeah,
Captain
there you
Action.
go. I'm paying attention.
So there you go. And Philip Hunt says, your avatar. Okay.
Malcolm says, "Ooroo,
Ooroo." And that's it for today's live stream. Thank you all for coming on and joining us.
See you
Much
Saturday
appreciated. Until next time, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. God bless you all. Stay tuned.
Higginbottom, Johnny Higgins says, nice